Yes, good morning. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Spurs have been dumped out the FA Cup. Look, the more you reflect on it, I would say that it was a toothless performance. I'm not on social media at all, but what I am in is lots of WhatsApp groups, and I see lots of these different posts from different people being pushed into the group. I'm seeing some people saying that Spurs were a better team. Some people saying we deserved more out of the game. I've seen one post saying that Postecoglou schooled Pep Guardiola. And I think at what point do we just have to take a step back and everyone say, stop getting so bloody carried away? Look, there's no shame. Good morning to everyone, by the way. Good morning. Happy Saturday to you. There's no shame in getting knocked out to Man City. The shame in getting knocked out in any game, though, is when you don't even try. And this is a game where we will look at the stats in more details later. We had one shot in the game that wasn't even a shot. The through ball to Brennan Johnson, where him and the keeper both rushed for it, has gone down as a shot. Look, there's no shame in it. I think that what we've got to do is, I can't tell Spurs fans how to act. I can't. I'm not telling anybody how to act. But for me, the only words of advice I give is people just need to relax a little bit. You know, all of this talk, like the number of people that have been talking down about Man City for weeks. They're not that good. They're not as good as last year. At our ground, they can't score goals. We've got their number. Postecoglou's going to school them. And it was men v boys. It was men v boys. Let's be brutally honest about this. They came to our ground and showed us how to play the style of football that our fans think we are playing. And there's nothing to be embarrassed about losing to Man City. This is a team that have lost 1 in 21. They're scoring goals for fun. So we can be proud that we didn't let in more than one. But this is a team that had 18 shots to our 1 officially on the Sky Sports app. 18 shots to 1. And look, it's tough to get knocked out, but again, it was a lot of arrogance before the game, a lot of arrogance leading up to the game of, don't worry, we're going to beat them. Savva, have faith in your club. Savva, jump on the Angepostecoglou train. Lots of fans in here that have said also, listen, it's going to be tough being called negative. Back your boys. I do think everyone needs to just take a little step back and realise that everyone's jumped in a little bit two-footed here into how good some of these footballers are. Look, this is the best team in Europe. Yeah, this is the best team in Europe. You know you're going to have to defend well, and our defence did put in a big shift. They did, and I'll get to your comments in a minute. They did put in a big shift, especially Mickey van der Ven, who I thought was absolutely sublime on the day. But the problem is, if you are playing at home and you have one shot in 96 minutes in the end, one shot that wasn't even really a shot, questions need to be asked. Questions need to be asked. And listen, as I've said, this isn't, oh my God, throw the baby out the bathwater, we've lost the game to Man City. It's going to happen. But it is, the question I'm looking at is, I thought we were toothless against Man United. I thought we were toothless last night against Man City. After the first half an hour, we were toothless against Everton. We looked toothless for most of the game against Bournemouth, against Brighton. And I think some questions need to be asked about, we've brought a lot of attacking players in under Postecoglou. And I'm going to ask the question, I'll be the villain. I don't mind being the villain. How much of this have we wasted? Everyone's talking about it's changed under Levy. It's changed. Postecoglou's got what he wants. I'm going to tell you, the 5 forwards that we've signed under Postecoglou has been Brennan Johnson. We'll get into this deeper. Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner, Kulusevski, Solomon, and Valise. I wouldn't care if not one of those was at the football club next season. They're the 5 forwards that this guy has signed. Now, I'm not knocking Ange, but at the same time, when I'm being told things are different, it's changing, we've had everyone losing their mind over transfer windows, that's a lot of average footballers to be bringing into a club. And I'm asking the question, when you watch a game like last night, one, is it a quality thing? Is it a quality thing that through our midfield and attack, we didn't have the quality to create anything? Two, is it a motivational thing? Why weren't I saw Postecoglou very honest assessment after the game, very honest assessment after the game where he turned around and said, we weren't at it from minute one. That's worrying. He was honest. He was telling the truth, but why weren't we at it? Why weren't we at it from minute one? We've had a long time off since our last game. Why weren't we at it from minute one? FA Cup at home. Why weren't we at it? It's madness. And then look, again, Cam, I know you just want to think everything is brilliant because of your love for Postecoglou, but Levy's always spent. That's never been the problem. When we say at least Levy is spending, that's not the answer. That can't be the answer. That's a defeatist attitude. The answer is you've got to buy more quality. We're going to do it again when people are now going to praise an 18-year-old kid as the saviour, right? At what point do we stop buying squad players and actually buy some quality? At what stage? Everyone praised the Timo Werner signing. For me, and this isn't about yesterday's game, it's in general. Really? Did anyone really want Timo Werner? Brennan Johnson was 47.5 million. The best part of 50 million. The best part of 50 million pounds went on Brennan Johnson. We bought in Kulusevski on a permanent who, for me, he's a decent player, but is he a winger? Is he an attacking midfielder? You've then bought in Solomon on a free. You bought in Valise for 15 million pounds. And you look at all of those five forwards and say, what could we have done with that money? What could we have done with that money? Look, last night, let's get to it. Let's have a look and see. Say hello to a few people in the chat. Listen, as I said, for me, I did think we would lose by one goal. Anyone that's watched me all week has heard me say I think we're going to lose by the odd goal. I thought it would be 2-1. So a 1-0 scoreline didn't surprise me at all. It just felt very toothless from all of the players other than Van de Ven, if I'm brutally honest. Porro and Udogie put in good shifts, but the amount of times these boys give the ball away coming into midfield is a real worry for me. I thought Romero did some really good things, but again, very rash, dilly-dallying on the ball. Bentancur, it's the worst I've seen him play for a very long time. Højbjerg, for everything good he does something equally terrible. Kulu was absolutely awful last night, just terrible. And the front three, we'll talk about them a bit later, but the front three for me is just never, ever should be at Tottenham Hotspur, any one of those three footballers. Big up to Neil Hughes in the chat. Big up to you, my friend, saying toothless midfield. Yeah, look, toothless all over for me. Big up Keith Dennis. Big up Tony Rodriguez in the chat. By the way, as you walk in, smash a little like down below. We've already got 240 people in here. And only 42 likes. So let's smash that button. And please, I don't know if we'll be able to do it today, but we are only 35 away from 13K. So if anyone would like to subscribe, please do. 35 away from 13K. That would be amazing if we could make that happen today, but probably not. But there is the link in the chat and it is pinned. Robert has said, very disappointed. We haven't really moved on from Conte. I mean, we have in some respects. So the players we've brought in are not good enough to compete for trophies. I agree with that. This manager will probably walk in the summer. I don't think he walks in the summer, but I do think that we've made some really average signings that people are really overhyping. Everyone was celebrating, look what we've done in this window. Yeah, listen, I really like Dragoshin. I think he's going to be a great player definitely for next season when we've got 2 games a week and we're rotating. But other than that, I think it's been another window where we've not really added what we needed of quality. Yeah, Ceci's Gami Hammy said, I'm not sure what the question is, but Werner, Richie and Johnson are not the answer. Absolutely. Bobby has said, morning, Sav. Thoughts on last night? Well, we're getting into it. Said, we stuck in there. Yeah, that's the only credit I can give them, but we were outplayed from minute one. Didn't offer anything going forward, but Mickey van der Ven will be the next 100 million centre-back. He has everything and more. Yeah, Mickey van der Ven for me was absolutely sublime last night. A real top player. Best defender at this club by a country mile. Cool, calm, composed, quick, good on the ball, good in the tackle, great recovery. He is the standout defender for me in this squad. Big up. Good morning to you, Ren. Hope you're well. She said, Savva always said it was going to take a while to build a squad. Too many people expecting too much too soon. They're the deluded ones of the fan base. Look, I just think that we've gone a little bit too soon, haven't we? Everyone's getting a little bit over the top about Ange Ball. I mean, Ange Ball last night didn't muster a shot against the team at our own ground. That can't be right. And that's not just on the forwards. That's got to be on everyone. You've got to get some shots. Chris Beresford has said, simple fact, we were piss poor men against boys. People need to accept these facts. Paul has said, no one spotted Werner four or five times. I agree with you, but there were a couple of times where he actually got in and looked absolutely clueless in what to do. And the one time he did go clean through, Kyle Walker just mopped it up nice and easily with his pace. And it's the difference. We've signed players like Werner and Johnson who are very quick, but where's the technical ability? Where's that ability to craft something out of nothing? Where's that technical ability in their feet? We just keep signing pace and very average footballers. Dear Con has said we need to spend big in the summer if we want to win silverware. Yeah, listen, I think we're miles off winning silverware. I've said that all season. I think we're absolutely miles off it. I hear people say things like 2 or 3 players and we can compete. I think we're miles off it. I think we're absolutely miles off it. Last night didn't tell me that. Every game has told me that. Minerals said, big up Savva, the voodoo is done and only 1 shot on target. Yes, it was really flaccid. It was really, really poor. Hello, I said, when Ange bought on Maddison, he should have experimented with a Bentancur in the 6, even though he didn't have a good game at that point. Yeah, I do query some of Postecoglou's substitutions. They do seem to be very inept, but listen, I guess we'll know more about that when everyone is back in the squad, if everyone gets back in the squad at the same time. But come on, guys and girls. Our ratio at the moment for likes is like Tottenham's shots on goals yesterday. Smash that button, please, people. Smash the like button. And please subscribe if you haven't already. We are 35 away from 13K. Look, I think a lot of this is down to not buying properly. I think, again, every time we sign a player, everyone just comes out with this stock line of if Ange wants him. That's great, but when these players don't work out, then it has to sit with Ange, right? If you're good at, you can't have one way and not the other. See, this is what happens. See, now, Jessica, this is what happens, right? This is a perfect example. Everyone told me in the summer, this is his number 1 choice. He wants Brennan Johnson. He picked him. The moment it doesn't work out, we go straight to it's a Levy signing. Which one is it? Aussie mate Travis says Spurs fans carry on like they've been consistent top 3. I don't think anyone carries on like that at all. Not the people who I speak to, the sensible ones. I don't think anyone does. But last night was a really, really poor performance, right, mate? It was very poor. We had no answers for them. From minute 1, they schooled us on our own pitch on how to keep the ball, how to play football, how to pass, how to create chances. They schooled us. Even Ange said after the game, we're not good enough. Like, where are we? Chris Beresford, big up to you, has said, issue is that these signings are those that Ange saw. Sadly, none look the standard needed. Always ask myself how many of these would start in an opposition 11. Answer, none. Of course. As I said, if you look at a lot of the players last night, if you look at our entire 11 last night, how many get into that Man City team? And that's the level you've got to reach. How many get into that Man City team? That's the level you've got to reach. GKD has said BJ was a real waste. That 40 could have been put towards a top proven striker. Now you imagine that we paid 47 million for him, 15 million for Valise, right? Now, by my maths, that's about 62 million pounds. You telling me we couldn't have got a top player for 62 million pounds? And this is the problem. We keep buying squad players and everyone's saying, oh, we're bulking out. If you keep buying squad players and you don't buy quality, you are not going to win games like last night. Dr. Johnny says Spurs have only won 1 game against Fulham when Højbjerg starts. He disrupts the flow big time. If the midfield isn't ticking, it's not Ange Ball. Listen, I want to stop hearing the words Ange ball. I think it's a bit cringy, and to be honest, what we've seen the last 7, 8, 9, 10 games hasn't resembled anything like Ange ball. I thought we were poor again last night. It's becoming the norm now that we don't create chances and we play quite poorly. Simon Olstier said we were playing the best team in the world. We've been playing together and winning for a few years now. We are 6 months into this project. No, see, I hate this calm the F down. I'm calm. I said to you before the game we were going to lose, and I was called negative. It's not about calming down. It's just about we can keep calling it a project, but if you keep buying Werners, Brennan Johnsons, Valises, Solomons, what is the project? Is the project to just fill out with more and more average players? So these sort of throwaway lines don't really cut it. It's not really an answer to anything that people are talking about. Look, as I said, I can take getting knocked out by Man City. I can take getting knocked out by them. I said we would get knocked out by them, but always said it's the manner in which you approach the game. And I just thought we were absolutely toothless yesterday. Thought there was no conviction. No one wanted to come on and no one wanted to come on and have a shot. No one wanted to take the ball by the horns and do something a bit different. But hey, it is what it is. Stay Humble said, hi, Savva. I know Vicario's flapping, but that was a foul on him. I'm not having it. Sorry, I'm not having it. The keeper was weak. Listen, Vicario's been absolutely brilliant. But the keeper was weak. You've got to come out there. I saw Ian Wright said a great thing last night when I watched it. He said, first of all, the keeper should have been saying to a defender, get in front of this bloke. Don't let me be one-on-one with him. Second of all, come out and go through him. Come out and go through him. And he did neither. So for me, it wasn't a foul. Football's just got very, very soft. Look, Bill, look, it's not just about Bentancur. Look, I said it about, we praise a lot of footballers, and Bentancur's a very good footballer, but we praise a lot of footballers for how good they are. The best footballers in the big games show up. You watch Rodri for Man City. In the big games, Rodri, everything goes through him, like last night, everything. Bentancur, for me, look, he did have a stinker, but, you know, he can't do everything himself. It wasn't good from him. It wasn't good from all of them, was it? So, look, it is what it is. Alfie said, oh, wow. Didn't some fans say they want Man City in the cup when the draw was announced? They did. And this is exactly why I said, don't want Man City this early on. People going, they're not unbeatable. We can beat them. Not if you don't have a shot. You can't. GKD has said, issue with Brennan Johnson is the fact he doesn't have good delivery. End product is awful, so he doesn't score and doesn't assist. For me, I just don't think he's technically good enough. You watch him, he's never really got the ball under control. Everything seems like it's done at a rush. For me, shouldn't have bought him. Chris said, Brian Hill at least tries and shows a little energy when selected. Johnson, on the other hand, offers nothing, yet is immune for criticism. I think it's just years and years of accepting mediocrity that we're now going to accept it again. And people will say, oh, it's only his first year. This is a guy bought from the Premier League who's an international footballer. It's crazy. Savva, mate, does this show you need some? Look, of course we need some, but even if you look at last night, we didn't create anything. So some wouldn't have been, would have been feeding off scraps as well. But listen, of course we miss Son. He's our guy. Ledoux, I said, I agree, Savva. What a garbage front three. Werner, Johnson, Ritchie. We had players like Keane and Berbatov and Defoe and Crouch and Lennon and Pav, even Adebayo. This is the level we've gone to. We've gone from, if you put Keane, Defoe, Berbatov in this team instead of Werner, Johnson and Ritchie, Jesus Christ, the difference is huge. But it's the level we're buying. We keep buying at this level. And then what happens is when fans call it out, the other fans call them negative. You've got to buy quality if you want to fight quality. It's that simple. People saying, "Oh, we're not miles away from it." I'm not sure. Again, it's throwaway comments like this. No, I don't know who's expected anything too soon, guys. One thing I want from my channel is I don't want throwaway comments like this. This isn't football discussion. No one's expecting too much too soon. We're expecting some shots against Man City at home. That's not expecting too much too soon. I didn't expect to win the game, but we went out with a whimper. Like we didn't go out, you know, having battled them and scored and you know, hitting the bar, making the keeper save. Their keeper didn't have anything to do all night. So this is, unfortunately, I'm going to say it, have the Spurs you deserve. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Big up to Anna Dawes, very, very generous super chat that said, if Liverpool or City bought those players, there would be uproar. They would not accept. It's about levelling up, not stagnating. Why do we accept it? Anna, absolutely spot on. I completely agree. But the problem is every time now we make a signing, everyone just jumps on the bandwagon. I'm seeing people do it with Nusa. Everyone wants to break down the stats to the nth degree as to why he's going to be brilliant. He's an 18-year-old kid. For me, we've wasted so many signings in that forward area that the next one's got to be a top-class player that comes in and starts and produces. But we just don't do it. We just don't do it. John, but big up, Anna. Thank you so much for the super chat. I can't agree with you more. I really, really can't. So thank you so much for that. Where are we? John said the midfielders were not good. You really shouldn't be judging that front three so harshly. No, I can definitely judge that front three harshly. I say it every game. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. Even if they're given chances. I mean, Brennan Johnson had a number of times to run at the fullback and get a ball in. Didn't. Timo Werner, a number of times to go at his fullback. Can't beat him. Again, see, we're accepting mediocrity. It's fine if we want to accept mediocrity, but then when fans like me say we won't win things, don't call me negative. I'm not the one that wants the average footballers at my club. Agreed. He worked for Forest because they counter-attacked. That's exactly it. He didn't have to think. He just had to run in a straight line. Daniel said, maybe an unpopular opinion, but I don't think Bentancur is the one. I reckon we can get a better centre mid start over him. Daniel, I'll let the chat go for that. Listen, I think Bentancur's a very good player, but for me, I've always said with Bentancur, always said this, really good footballer. What I want to see from him is a 6-month period where he's not injured and consistently running games of football. That's what I want to see for me. And that's not just him. That's every player, right? Video complete. Sofiana said Forest sold Johnson for 47 million and bought Alanga for 15 million. And Alanga is showing more than Brennan. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying I want Alanga either, but that's the harsh truth of it, isn't it? You're selling someone for 47 million, buying someone for a third of the price who's probably better. Pause has said, I'd rather die on the wing than Brennan. Listen, I just don't know. The problem is he'll score a goal every 5 or 6 games and people will go, there you go, he's brilliant. It's not great. Reports this morning saying Tottenham are preparing a late bid for Conor Gallagher, but I mean, we keep hearing this one. Guys and girls, we are 35 away from the 13K. There's 350 of you in here. If we can just get just a third of you, a 10th of you to smash that subscribe button, we can get to 13K. So please, please, please do smash that button. Joey J has said, had a feeling the game would turn out like that, which is why I asked you yesterday if we would rather a draw and replay them. Joey, listen, I said, I said before the game, I think we're going to lose this, and everyone went mad at me. I said before the Man United game that we were going to draw 2-2. I said we were going to lose to City by the odd goal. At what point am I going to stop being called negative, Joey, and people are actually going to think, yeah, this guy's actually quite level-headed? City's away form this season is the best in the league. Yeah, of course it is. They're the best team, which is why I don't understand why everyone wanted them and said we were going to win the game 3-0 and 2-1 and 2-0. And Bill said, why are Aussies coming out now and taking every defeat as a personal attack on Ange? Listen, it's not just Aussies. So let's not make this it's not just Australians. This is the thing. When we lose a game and you question things, everyone just, you can't say anything about Ange. Of course we can. Of course you can say something about Ange. It's the manager. We said things about Conte, about Jose, about Nuno, about Poch. I just think people have put all of their stock into Ange Postecoglou being a miracle worker. And he's not. He needs quality players. Like any manager, he needs quality players. Big up Faz. Hope you're well. Said I got one part of my usual prediction wrong. The missing piece was unfortunately the 3 goals for us. Big up, Savva. The fans need a bit of cheering up. Yeah, we do. For me, what I'd like to see is in this transfer window, one last signing, which you go, yeah. Because so far, let's call it for what it is. So far, we've bought a centre-half for 25 million. Let's call it for what it is. It is what it is. Bill said, with all due respect, if that's Ange Ball, it's shit. Listen, I just think this whole Ange Ball thing is really cringy. I think last night Pep showed how you play that style of football, right? And of course, they've got better players. They've been together longer. But that's why everyone in our fan base should calm down about Ange Ball. Alfie said, all I know is we're due and owed a big performance. Yes, we are. We should sweep them aside. But again, it's the forwards. Are the forwards good enough to sweep anyone aside? Said this before yesterday's game. Where are the goals coming from? No Son, no goals. Jessica has said, come summer, got to go for 3 quality forwards and a left back. No, and a number 6 and an 8. Listen, I think we need a lot of players dropped into this squad in the summer, Jessica, if I'm brutally honest. I think we need a lot of players dropped into this squad. By the way, a couple of super chats from Oryx Beats. Thank you so much, brother. Hope you're well. I said, morning, Savva. Vicario and our defence have saved us from a 12th place finish this season. Johnson is terrible. Bench him for the season. Get Jota now. Look, Vicario's been epic all season. You know, yesterday, yeah, I thought he did make an error for the goal, but, you know, it's going to happen. All goalkeepers make errors. And unfortunately, we can't keep relying on him to win games for us. But yeah, I listen, I don't know about the Jota bit, but I just know that he's got to be better than Brennan Johnson. I think we've really cocked up with our forward signings. Really cocked up with our forward signings. Big up to you. Thank you for that. And you've come back in again here and said, can't we send Brennan Johnson back to Forest in a package deal? BJ plus Skip and 40 million for Gibbs White. I wish. Need our scouts to do their job. Get a right winger now. Listen, I would love a player like Morgan Gibbs White. Technically very good. He's a footballer that gets the ball to feet and can make things happen. Brennan Johnson and Werner don't want the ball to feet. They want to run onto things. And there's a huge difference. So, listen, I would love that to be a deal. Big up to you and thank you for the super chat. And then Hamish Connellan, big up to you. Sorry, Hamish. Hamish Conlon come in with a super sticker as well. So big up to you. Thank you very much, my friend. Really, really do appreciate that. Please keep smashing that like button. Please keep subscribing. Only 129 likes so far. 380 of you in here. Let's smash that button. And we're only 32 away now from 13K. If we could do it in this show, that would be absolutely magnificent. Magnificence? Bleh. Not even English. Terrible grammar from me there. Magnificent. Savva, did you see young Daniel reaction to the game on Terrace? I didn't watch it. I'm afraid. No. What did he say? I haven't seen the reaction. Desiree has said we couldn't get the ball from them, and when we did nothing. We didn't even try. Yeah, look, I think the thing for me, Desiree, is when we did get the ball off them, it's how bad our passing was to give the ball away again immediately. And this is the thing, I'm seeing people all over YouTube channels and all over going, oh my God, Porro was brilliant and Doggy was brilliant. Watch how many times these boys give the ball away. And we seem to just accept that as part of being brilliant. Like, they give the ball away so much. Romero gave the ball away so much. Dilly-dallying on the ball as well. But look, I think we're a good football team. I think we're a very good football team. I can see a plan. I can see a strategy. But to execute said plan and strategy, you've got to drop quality. The Q word in football is everything, quality. And we've got too many fans and scouts, apparently, that want to champion average signings. Then fans like me get belittled for not wanting average players at the club. I see this every year. Every single year I see this. Oh, you're negative. He'll come good, blah, blah. Top of the league, as I've been fortunate against City for years. The more us not scoring went, the worse we seem to get. Great to finally score. I think to moan it's a foul when it was 18 shots to 1 is weak. I agree. I didn't think it was a foul. My friend. I said that if anyone was watching me during the live watch along, I said, I can't see anything wrong with that. It's one of those that fans cry for, but realistically, listen, it's a contact game. Yomi has said 50 million. I'm not even reading that out, Yomi. Oh, that's a bit harsh. Bentancur is the warm. Listen, I mean, look, you've got levels to football, right? Bellingham is up there. Bentancur's a good player, but the levels of Bellingham, Rodri, they're up here, and that's just how it is. And saying we're in a title race, mate, then saying we're at the start of a process. This is why I didn't believe any of it. People saying, oh, Ange told us we're in a title race. You're not in a title race when you're 8 points off the top. Can we just call it for what it is? You can't be in a title race and be 8 points from the top of the table. It's just, that's not what a title race is. I've said all along, when this season gets to 30 games, Liverpool and City will be in front of the rest. I've said this all along, not changing my opinion on it. And that's why, because you know what? Emotion can take you so far. It can. Emotion's great. It takes you so far. Hope, belief, emotion. Reality, when it kicks in, we know what happens. Mick has said De Bruyne, Grealish, Doku came on as subs. Our subs skip Scarlett Madison. Look, again, Mick, exactly another reason why people should calm down, yeah, and demand better signings. Demand better signings, yeah. You can't be bringing in Werners and Brennan Johnsons and then saying that we're going to try and battle Man City and Liverpool for a title. They don't sign players like that. Man City and Liverpool do not sign players as bad as Brennan Johnson or Timo Werner. They just don't. Good morning to you, my friend. Get the forward Arteta out of my club. Good morning to you. Good morning to your little boy. Hope you're both well today. And you'll all be pleased to know that I am, after this, going down to the barbers to get this sorted out, It's all happening today. It's all happening. St. Martin has said, blessed be... Oh, God, what have I stumbled across here? Don't understand the compulsion to use his name. Oh, mate, listen, get over it. Get over it. If I say the words Jesus Christ, if that offends you, don't be on a football channel. Yeah, we're not here to talk about religion. Got no interest in talking about religion. So if you want to do that, go and find a religious YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Stay Humble said someone should run up to the ITV studio at half-time and beg JD to lace his boots up. Oh, my God. We used to buy Jermaine Defoe's. We used to buy Robbie King's. We're now buying Brennan Johnson's and Timo Werner's. And people are going, oh, we could win a league. No, we couldn't. No, we couldn't. Not with them. Yomi has said, at Savva, the same thing you are preach is what we criticise Mikel for. You can't be buying bums like Havertz, Brennan Johnson and co. Yomi, I agree with you. We all sit there and laugh at Arteta going, oh, he's buying in Havertz. But we're buying in Brennan Johnson's and Timo Werner's. I agree with you. But Yomi, that's probably why Spurs and Arsenal are like that in the league. There's not a huge difference between those clubs. They're probably like that in the league. So, yeah, for me, I just think there's got to be a lot of... Look, this isn't off of one game. Surely so far, the first 21 games and the 3 cup games we've played have shown us where we need quality. But yet we get to a transfer window and who remembers? I'll ask a question. Who remembers when I did a video the day that we got the here we go from Timo Werner? Who remembers the abuse I took because I said, this isn't good enough? And everyone, oh, but I see it. It's a no risk. What are we talking about? Everyone bringing up his stats and number of times he's running behind and recovery. Can we stop doing that? Why can't we just look and go, this isn't the next level? This isn't good enough. This isn't really better than what we've got. I don't know why we have to do this thing where we pretend every time we sign a player that they're brilliant. Sean has said it's mad how quick Kyle Walker still is at 33. Yeah, listen, again, Kyle, but again, for me, do something different then. Put Timo Werner with his pace through the middle for a bit. Give the centre-half some pace to think about, through balls. But we didn't. We just kept doing the same thing. Ange didn't change it up for me. Alex McGarvey said, made me laugh. We are up for the cup all around the stadium last night. I mean, look, in reality, we've been knocked out of both cups very early on. Very, very early on. And listen, as I said, I don't mind losing to City, but put up a fight. Have some shots, do something, make it tough. I mean, let's be fair. Ortega's coming off that pitch. What has Ortega had to do all night? Ortega's just sitting there pinging balls over the top, pinging balls to fullbacks. He's not had a thing to do apart from to rush out to the feet of Brennan Johnson. That's all he's done all game. By the way, come on, we are now 31 away, 31 subscribers away from 13K. There's nearly 400 of you in here. Can I get a 10th of you? A 10th of you would be absolutely amazing. And it would mean the world to me if we could do that. So please, please do smash that like button and subscribe as well. Tony has said we need to sign 3 top attackers in the summer. Boom. We need Son and then 3 other top forwards. That's the only way you are going to compete with City and Liverpool. Look at Liverpool's 5 forwards. All score, all assist, all dangerous, all bring something different to the table. We've got Son. We've got Son and all the others. I'll ask a question. If I turn around and said to you all, right now, next year, Werner, Johnson, Hill, Richarlison, none of them are going to be at this football club, and we're going to get 3 more top quality players to play with Son instead. Would you fight tooth and nail to keep any of those players I've just mentioned? I honestly wouldn't mind any of them going, if I'm brutally honest. Big up Ren has said, you're not expecting too much too soon, Savva. I agree. But some fans are expecting Ange to win the league straight up and whinge because we haven't. Agreed. Expecting us to win without a proper squad or good signings. It's this simple. Ren, absolutely. It's that simple in 2 sentences. It is. Hello said 15 minutes before KDB was brought on, we were finally growing into the game. Once those subs were made, momentum shifted back. Shows the lack of quality. I mean, when you say momentum, we didn't have a shot in the game. I hear you. I thought we got a good footing in the game, but then I think they realised they needed a second wind and then went for it, and we just didn't. Oreb has said 2 market backline, moderate improve. We need more markets to upgrade our forward and mid better. Listen, we've got to buy better forward players. It's really basic. People go, oh, you think you know better than the owners and the manager. Who is looking at that thinking we don't need better forwards? It's mad. Sean said we can't keep relying on Son to save us. At the moment, we've got to, mate. At the moment, we've got to. Alfie Hall said, can anyone see us signing a forward before deadline date? Nope. Absolutely not. We've got our forward. We signed Timo Werner. It's not his fault, but I don't know why we signed him. Come on, guys and girls, smash that like button. Keep subscribing. Only 160 likes. There's 400 of you in here, and we're only 32 away from 13K. Show some love, people. People who have showed some love. Raz has said agree, but context. First match without a goal this season. Context, yeah, but it's not that we didn't score. It's that we didn't have any shots. We didn't shoot, Faz. That's my problem. Context, yeah, the first time we haven't scored, but our forwards look so lackadaisical. Let's be honest, Richarlison will score a couple of tap-ins and headers. Other than that, his all-round game is absolutely disgusting. Brennan Johnson, I don't know what he does. He should be in the Championship for me. And Timo Werner was a very, very, very poor loan signing. I'll say it. I've called it. Just poor. But big up to you. Thank you so much, Faz. I do appreciate your support as always. I like this 2024 relationship that we're building, Faz. I like it. Orox Beats has come back in and said, dad joke here. Johnson passes all the drunk driving tests. Why? Because he can only move in a straight line. Oh, my God. Anyways, I'm also getting sick of Kulu. Look, Brennan Johnson, for me, I said it last week. He's a straight line player. Give him the ball and he'll just run with it in a straight line. Put an obstacle in front of him, he doesn't know what to do. He hasn't got the footwork, the ability to scare anyone, to hold it up, to change direction, to play in the little through balls. Kulu was really poor last night. I've got to say, really disappointed with his game last night. Come on, guys and girls. Thank you for the super chat. Got people like Orox putting in super chats. Some of you can't even like and subscribe. Come on, people. Show the love. Show the love, please. It's a Saturday morning. Sean Pierce, another very generous super chat. Thank you so much, Sean. Said, I've been watching the Asian Cup and some of the Arabic players have been outstanding. Maybe we ought to look to that part of the world for talent. Iraq in particular have been great to watch. Look, I don't know about the Arabic world, the Asian Cup, Iraq. What I do know is, Sean, what I really, really do know is that it's lazy. Our scouting has been very lazy for me. Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner. It's lazy. It feels like we never go and look for gems. We seem to just constantly get these players that we've seen before that we know are limited. And then all the people calling it no risk. It is a risk. It's a risk to us scoring goals. So, yeah, look, I think we should definitely have scouts looking at these countries. Definitely. But big up to you. Thank you so much, Sean. I really do appreciate that. Very, very generous indeed. Stephen Wilson. I said Richarlison just runs around like a 2-year-old at McDonald's children's party. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so things are as bad as you are not expecting. Are so bad. Just from see again, John. Unfortunately, people, we're seeing another one who's not listened. No one said it's so bad. But people need to curtail their expectations, John. This is the thing. I don't feel like you probably watch me a lot. I'm one of the fans sitting there saying, I think we'll lose tonight against Man City. I think we'll draw with Man U. But before the games, I'm called negative for saying we won't win. Then when we don't win those games, you get people coming in going, oh, well, what do you expect? It's the beginning of the... Make your minds up. We can't just sit there and say we're going to win every game. And then when we don't, but it's early on in the process. Make your minds up. Ren said, I reckon we'd be better if we had someone that wanted to put the ball in the back of the net and does it consistently. Give me a goal scorer, please. Look, we sold Harry Kane, and then the signing after that was Brennan Johnson. I don't know what you can do with that, Ren, right? That's where we're at, and people want to defend that sort of transfer policy. So Wolves Finland has said Rodrigo Bentancur was Spurs' best player last season, the first 3 months for his injury. Yes, even better than Kane. Not better than Kane. No, not having that. Not having that at all. Look, I really like Rodrigo Bentancur. Very good player. As I've said, consistency. We really, really need consistency from him, from fitness-wise and performance-wise. City are boring. Bitters say, well, we always play against men behind the ball abroad as well. Listen, City are anything but boring. No one cries like Savva. I don't think you'll see me crying. I think I was spot on, wasn't I? Justin, see, when you come in here and try and troll me because I got my prediction right yet again, you look a bit silly. Ditcher, people calling Werner average can't digest the fact the man assisted on his debut. Again, Ditcher, I'll call it for what it is. You've got the team you deserve. If you want Timo Werner's at this club, if you think these are good signings, that's fine. Ren has said, not a popular opinion here, but I thought we'd lose by more than that. Let's be fair. I mean, how many chances City had? I mean, at the end, De Bruyne missing a sitter. Bernardo Silva missing a sitter. Let's be fair, it could have. It could have and should have been more than 1-0. I think 1-0 has made it look very, very respectable. Yes, nail on the head. Bentancur is a tidy, skillful player, but when does he run a game other than once in a... Listen, he's a very good player. As I said, I want to see this now moving forward. I want to see every game Bentancur running games of football. That's what separates the good midfielders from the top midfielders, running the game. And N'Golo Kante did it week in, week out for Leicester and Chelsea. Rodri does it week in, week out for Man City. That's what the top players do. John said, well, you either believe or you don't. Top 4 optimists win, 5th draw, less pessimists win the... I've no idea what that means. I've no idea what you're talking about. It's not about believing or don't. What does that mean? I'd love to get someone like John on to explain, because these, again, it's the throwaway comments that don't really have any meat to the bones. What does this mean? You either believe or you don't. I believe we've got a very good manager. I believe the style of play can work. I don't believe in some of the signings we're making to make that work. Good morning to Tigaro. Said morning all. Good morning to you. Sav, the monster is waking and we were the first in its path. Mate, we haven't been the first in its path. Man City, I've tried telling everyone this. Man City are on fire. They have lost 1 of their last 21 games and they've won 10 of their last 11, drawing the other one. The beast was woken before we played them and everyone kept going, oh, they're not very good this year. That beast is in full flight. The beast is in full flight and beating everybody. But, hey, it is what it is. Brentford are in trouble. They are. Players playing for pride. Listen, let's hope we can keep Ivan Toney quiet, because obviously he's a big player for them. He's just come back, scored on his first game back, and he'll be playing again on Wednesday night against us. Thunder Road said, and just need to say mate at the end of every sentence, and people will continue to flail all over him. Look, I really like Ange. I really, really do. I think the problem we've got, Thunder Road, is I think people are getting so googly-eyed over Ange that they're missing, that we're not addressing the situation. This man has got a lovely style of play when it works. This man is very good with the media. He looks like he's very good with the players. But I'll stand by this, Thunder Road. I've said this for years. I've said this since I was a kid. Quality is what wins you things, right? It's not having a manager that's likable. It's having quality. And if you don't feed the manager quality players, this is going to happen. What we've got is we've got a fan base of a lot, not all of the fan base. We've got a large portion of the fan base that just think the manager can turn every player brilliant. And it just doesn't work like that. The top managers will move players on if they're not good enough and bring in better. That's what they do. They upskill. They bring in what they need. And for me, I just don't think we've been doing that enough. I like what we've done at the back with Van der Ven and Adogi, are great additions to the club. I think Dragashin, we've seen about 5 minutes of him, but I think he'll be good. More so, we're going to see the best of him next season. Other than that, a lot of it, Brennan Johnson, Valise, Ashley Phillips, Solomon, Werner, it's all very, it's okay, but everyone just gets a little bit too carried away. I agree, Mark. Good day to you as well, my friend. Exactly. He can't walk on water. And that's why people need to stop praising very average footballers. Desiree has said, when you rely on the defence and the goalkeeper to keep you in games, you know the forwards aren't doing their jobs. Absolutely. Savva mocking the defence. I'm pretty sure I've literally just praised the defence. What are you talking about? Right, Justin, if we see another comment like this, we'll just block you, because when you come in and lie, everyone in this chat just heard me say, chat just heard me say that what we've done at the back is great, but moving further up the pitch, it's not. So please, if you do lie, we're just going to block you. Hamish, don't. It upsets me so much, the fact that we once bought footballers like this. It really, really does. Just an absolute hero. What a player he was. Seals Diamond has said, we can't keep saying when Sonny comes back. If Sonny gets injured, we're knackered. Before, when Kane was injured, we had Sonny. But what do we have now? I completely agree with you, my friend. Completely agree with you. Again, what if in the next game for South Korea, Sonny picks up a hamstring injury and is out for 3 months? Absolutely, I agree with you, Seals Diamond. You've got to have more. Got to have more. It's been done more than once. What are you talking about? I don't know. Right, Justin is right. Justin, you got to go. It's just silly. We're trying to have a football chat. See you later, mate. You're trying to have a football chat, and it's just really, really silly. Sorry, I'd really like to know what that meant. I'd really like to know what that meant. What's been done before? It's been done. It's been done before more than once. What's been done before? Please give me context so I know what you're talking about. And please remember that when you're replying, you think you're replying to me in real time. I'm further behind in the chat. So let me know what you mean so we can discuss it. Some bloke has said Kulu is bang average. I completely agree with you. Blacker Music, big up to you. I said, hey, Savva, I'm fed up with this team always bottling it. People that defend Johnson need to wake up. Mate, I don't even know if it's about bottling it. I just don't think our players are as good as everyone thinks. I think we are where we are for a reason. I think we're probably the 5th, 6th best team in the league. Possibly we could get 4th, sure. But we're not ready to compete with Man City and Liverpool. We're just not. We played better in Man City in the Etihad with bench players with Emerson, Davis, Lo Celso and Hill. This was our home game. It was an embarrassing performance. 1 shot in 90 minutes. Yeah, it was tough, wasn't it? It was tough. It really was tough. The signings and just made suits the system perfectly. So what's the excuse for last night? This is where you wrap people like a ditch around your finger. This is where they don't use their brain, right? Just now it was, you expect too much too soon, because he was backing last night's defeat. Okay, so he signed Werner and Johnson. They suited the system perfectly. Why didn't we have a shot on goal last night? Let me know. Yeah, Werner says he comes to Spurs to win trophies. Yeah. Rooksy Pop, big up to you, brother. How you doing out there? Like I said, most stats are designed to make shit players look decent. I'm so sick of every time we sign a player, everyone is just looking at stats. Stats for a different team they play in a different league, in a different style. It just doesn't really mean a lot. I don't know. No one's crucifying Timo. We should have just bought better. John, let me ask you a question. Why don't you want better footballers at this club? I'm just going to ask, why don't you want better footballers at this club? It's okay to say a player's not good enough. It's okay to say a player's not good enough. I know it's 2024 and everyone wants to be offended by everything, but it's okay to say, you know what? This player is not good enough for what we need. I said it before Timo was signed. This isn't on 2 games. I think we always get one John Curtin, don't we? Mr. Savva, what a player Vardio is. He was playing very high up the field. Yes, listen, quality player. Absolute quality footballer is Josko Vardio. Foxy has said Ortega's distribution was top level, to be honest. Better than a lot of first-choice Prem keepers. Yeah, his distribution was fantastic. And let's be brutally honest with it. Let's be brutally honest. He didn't have anything to do all night. He had nothing to do all night. Let's go to where are we? Aditya said, "Stop lowering the expectations of the fan base." Okay, Aditya. Let me ask you a question. What should Spurs achieve this season and next season? Let me know. I haven't lowered the level. I'm realistic with the level. You think we're going to win a league with players like that you rate, like Brennan Johnson and Werner? That's fine, not me. I don't. Liston has said having a poor game versus the best team in the world and thus being dominated isn't the end of the world. We can do better, but we're a long way from challenging. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. No one said it's the end of the world. What I think we've got to stop doing is this. When we dissect it as YouTubers, as fans, whatever, it can't be, oh my God, it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, but it was a really poor performance where we didn't have any shots. The question is, why weren't we up for it last night? Oh no, we're going to have one of these ones. Oh no, we're doing the Brennan Johnson and Gareth Bale thing. Oh no, I can't read it. Okay, all right, yes. Brennan Johnson's good. He's a good player. Just can't. Beyond 72 said we love to hold the door open for other clubs. Man U and Chelsea struggling this season, and instead of trying to really push on, we sign Chelsea rejects on loan. Absolutely, Faz. Smash that like button, people. Giving you a Saturday morning show. Only 195 likes. There's 412 of you in here. Smash that button. And we are only 29 subscribers away from 13K. 29. Can we get 20 of you at least right now to just smash this button? It's 10:55 a.m. in the morning UK time. That's the time I'm putting the link in the chat. 10:55. Smash that button and let's get to 13K by the end of today. 26 away. 26 away. Spurs Royal said we just need to keep backing Ange. I mean, I'll ask, is Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner, Solomon, Valise, is this backing Ange? I'm not sure. Dave Clark said, Savva, not football related. Oh, this should be good, but very important. You're around 40, but look 30. What's your secret? I don't feel 30. I'll tell you that much. I do feel every bit of my 40 years of age. 41, by the way. Martin has said, good morning, Savva. Truth is, Man City are very much ahead of us in terms of squad quality. Martin, I was trying to say this for weeks before the game, and no one will listen. Everyone just wants to get so caught up in we're winning this. This is our year. We're winning the cup. It's only Man City. They're not very good. Donald has said we won't be able to keep Werner. He's too quick and good for our midfield and attack. I guess he'll go to Munich or Madrid. Okay, I mean, I can't disagree more, but fair enough. Top of the league said, when you move around the YouTube channels, it's very hard to find honest Oppo fans. You guys are lucky with Savva. Tells it like it is, not arrogant and really informative. Look, for me, I've always been the same. You can go to those YouTubers that just say the nice things, that just say we're brilliant, we're going to win the league, believe, that's fine. I just don't know when the world needed to be like that for people to like you. Do you know what I mean? Not like you, that's the wrong word. But I constantly, when I get things sent to me, have you seen what so-and-so said about you, that you're so negative? And it's like, am I? Before the Man United game, what did I predict? 2-2. Before the City game, I said we'd lose by the odd goal. The Arsenal game, I said we'd draw 2-2. We've got to stop getting so offended when people don't just speak sunshine and rainbows. Kate, big up to you. Hope you're well. I said we sold the best striker in the world and by Johnson Werner. This is Enoch and Levy not getting a quality striker in. Ange says the front three were not gelling. We need a quality striker in. Agreed. You can't listen. Kane wanted to go. We knew that. Kane wanted to go. I've got no problem with Harry Kane leaving the football club. He wanted to go. But you've got to buy some quality. You're not going to replace Kane with a Kane, but you've got to buy some quality. And I just don't think we did. And then what we do is I feel like so many people are scared to say the truth. It's almost as though, hang on, if I say Johnson isn't quite good enough, fans will think I'm negative. Not worried about that. He's not good enough. Say it for what it is. Daniel has said, I'd be less annoyed about Brennan Johnson and Richie if we could just sell them. But the whole FFP has really backed us into a corner because no one can buy our crap. Not that many would want to. Yes. Savva, make proud your mod. Make proud? So can fix... Who's proud? What? Make proud your mod. So don't... who's Donald? Right, okay. Okay, let's block Donald. Yeah, there you go. Donald's been blocked. If anyone would like to be a mod, let me know. I won't just give it to everyone, but if anyone would like to be a mod, let me know. But it's got to be a dose of realism to being a moderator, not just blocking everybody. Like if someone calls me an idiot, you don't have to block them. But if they do CUNTs, talk about my wife, that kind of stuff, then we do block them. Someone did put in a post here, sorry, about my dog. What someone said, will your pug ever make an appearance? I don't know where the pug is. Is the pug out there? I don't think he's out there. I wasn't shouting to the pug, by the way. That was to my wife. I don't think the pug is. I don't know why I called him the pug. He has a name. Noosa will be a far better winger than Brennan Johnson. Yes, he will, but he's also 18 years of age. He's very, very young. Guys, we are 23 away from 13K, 23 away. Who's going to be that kind and help me get there? The link is in the chat. 23 away. A couple of super chats here. Orox Beats, very generous as always, said, as a prime, Pienaar would be great to have. Listen, I liked Pienaar. Good footballer. Could link up play. Technically very good. The ball went into him, stayed with him. He could link up the dots. Werner and Johnson, for me, they're hot potato with the ball too much. The ball goes into them. It's not with them for very long. Difference to this game. And Oryx Beats coming again and said, we are officially the richest club in London. Get our scouts to do their bloody job and get us a good right winger this window and no excuses anymore. Listen, I screaming out for a proper wide man. I don't think we've got one at the club. A proper wide man gets the ball, runs at players, can score goals, drives in, either infield, outfield. We've got to do it. But big up to your Beats. Thank you so much for your generosity. Really, really do appreciate that. Where are we? Amin has said we need Lautaro Martinez, a marquee signing. I mean, look, I think that ship has sailed. I think, look, at the moment, he's fighting for the championship with Inter Milan. Again, I remember seeing people in shows saying, oh, would you want Martinez? And again, breaking down every stat as to why he wouldn't work, apart from the main one, which is that he scores bundles of goals. Again, we do this a lot. We look for every reason why someone like that wouldn't be good. He would be magnificent. I just can't see it happening. Rodri chauffeur said, I love your back four and goalie. You obviously need massive improvements in other areas, but the core is there. We City fans attribute the treble to Pep playing 4 centre-backs last season. Look, I agree with you. The back isn't the problem. The back is not our problem. Funny enough, because it was for years. The back is not our problem. It feels like we've gone from having one of the best attacks to one of the best defences, and then vice versa. Svarog BG has said, I'm still infuriated because Rodrigo and Madders did not play single second together. They will. You've got to remember, both have come back from massive injuries. Both have come back from massive injuries. Thank you to whoever subscribed. 22 away from 13K. It's all very exciting. Not really, but it is very good to see your progression as a YouTuber. Faz said, I think our wheels are not coming off. The only problem, they are square shaped. Yeah, I don't think there's any wheels coming off. I think we're going to be fine. I think we should batter Brentford. We should. If not batter, we should be comfortable against Brentford. But that's now two very toothless games in a row for me. Alwyn has said defence is good, but we will always take pressure if we don't have a genuine threat up front. Completely agree with you. Yomi said Kulu is good, but not consistent enough for me. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Sly Nell said to not have a shot in a game is absolutely horrific, Savva. I agree with you. I agree with you. Absolutely 100%. By the way, here is the link. There is the link. If you see it with the word featured at the end, that will put you through to subscribing to the channel and you don't have to leave this page. Wolves Finland says Spurs has a great chance to pip Aston Villa in the league and get fourth place. Though if the EPL teams perform in Europe remaining season, there is still a door open for that fifth. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot to play for. And now we're playing once a week. So there's no excuses. Our players are back. We're playing once a week. There are no excuses now. And the excuses have to stop. I agree with you. Yomi said Ange will end up not winning anything. But since he is loved, he will get a pass. Shiny new toy. Listen, I don't expect him to win anything with this squad. But we've got to buy better. I think I've been really clear the whole time. We've got to buy better, right? If you want to win things. Hello. Has said sell Højbjerg, Skip, Reguilon, Sessegnon, Ndombele, Roden, Tanganga, Spence, Royal, and Hill. And people think this is a quick read. I completely agree with you. There is a lot of deadwood. A lot of deadwood. Bill, yeah, Savva, just believe. Yeah, just believe. I mean, we're 8 points off the top, and I still see people saying, well, you know, we could win the... You're like, no, we're 8 points off the top. Spores said, Kane is average. Charleston's a real deal. We're going to win the treble. Completely agree with you. Yeah, completely agree with that. John James, big up to you, John. How you doing, brother? Hope you're well. I said, you're 40. I'm 41. 41. Oh, bless, youngster. God, it's not often I get called a youngster. I'll take it. I get called a boomer. That word's going around. But big up to you, John James. Always appreciate. Very generous in here with comments and such. So thank you so much. Rolls Rodri chauffeur said Solanke would thrive at Spurs. Again, I think we just need better. I think you've got to get better than Dominic Solanke. Daniel has said, we haven't even finished building a top first 11 with such a bad front line, let alone an entire squad. That's how far we are of City, Liverpool. Listen, Daniel, I agree. And you know what? I think you're another one like me that gets called negative quite a lot for being realistic. I just think we've spent some money and I think we've not capitalised. The same way that I said Arsenal didn't capitalise to chase down Man City. We've not capitalised for me to chase down others. But listen, what we'll do is we'll say, okay, well, let's wait and see what happens in the summer. All right, we'll wait and see what happens in the summer. And then when we sign another Brennan Johnson, people will be, I don't know, well, next summer and next summer and next summer. We'll see. Joshua, I said, and people said they were happy with Richie as a backup. Get a proper striker. Last night was shocking. Yeah, completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. I saw a post. Someone sent this in a group chat. I won't say who wrote it, but this is what I read. It says, I simply cannot believe anyone is digging out Postecoglou or even the players. The players I get, because when you lose, it's due to being lacking at one or both ends. But we're playing a corrupt super team. I love it. That's what the go-to is. They're corrupt. With 3 to 4 key players not starting. I mean, Man City had, you could argue, 6 or 7 key players not starting. Postecoglou, though, deserves credit for today. tactically schooled Pep. And then in brackets says we were the better team post subs, but there was simply a lack of quality on the pitch. I personally think it's a foul on the keeper too, but not going to dwell on that. Pep was schooled apparently last night. Now, when you've got fans saying things like that, I don't know if we ever can have the honest conversation. You've got fans saying that Pep was schooled. There was only one manager schooled last night. Joe Buck, big up Joe. I said, I hear you, Savva. You talk a lot of sense. Personally, I don't think we're in a position to win a cup final right now. I agree. We're in a transition period on a rebuild. We're always in a transition period on a rebuild. And I see a positive football. Chin up. I mean, I didn't see positive football last night. And, you know, we didn't create anything against Man U either. But it is what it is. Where are we? Let me see if I can catch up a little bit. The goal was legitimate. Goalkeepers are a protected species. He held him back with his back to him and arms spread out like he was doing a Naruto run standing still. It's never been allowed. Interesting. Brian has said, Savva, our midfield killed us yesterday. Why have two speed merchants on either wing and refuse to play balls in behind City? Listen, I do agree that we should have played them in. I still don't believe that any of those two are good enough went through on goal. Addy, big up to you, AD, has said, Sav, do you not think the midfield was the issue? I think there was a lot wrong last night, mate. I think there was a lot wrong. And this is what I said for the game. They will dominate. Yeah, they will dominate. Jack Hope has said, hi, mate, bro. My guy, Fred. Oh, my God, what is that? Wow. Hello to you. Emmanuel has said, hello, Savva. How many signings do you reckon Spurs need this summer? And who would we want to get? Look, I don't think it's about one summer. I think it's about constantly adding. This summer for me, I think we need another fullback that can cover both right and left back. I think we need a proper holding midfielder. I think we need another midfielder that can score goals. I think we need a winger of real quality. And I think we need a striker. I think we need a lot. We're going into Europe next year. We're going to play a lot of games and you're going to have to be able to rotate. Guys and girls, we are 19 away from the 13K. Can we make it happen this morning? 19 of you. There's 408 of you in here. Come on, that's not a lot. So please smash that button. Let's get to the 13K. Johan Bakayoko, quality footballer. Everything that we've not got. Daniel Harris has said, who wants a bet? We don't get Jimenez in the summer or anyone at our level. I have such little faith in us signing a top forward. Listen, I agree. We've got to, though, right? We keep saying this. We've got to. Kate has said, Savva, you speak the truth, which is why I love your shows. Toothless performance front three. Like this toothless ownership will never buy real quality. It's like we buy quality, but not in the final third. Like, we'll buy a couple of quality midfielders, a couple of quality defenders, but what about the final third? That's what wins your games, right? Listen, I think anyone's better than Brennan Johnson on the right wing, but you'd have to get another proper right back, so I'm not sure he'd ever do it, but it'll be interesting. Well, let's block this Justin. He's really annoying. Puneet said, what do you think about that goal? Nothing. I thought it was a good goal. I thought the goalkeeper was weak. I think the goalkeeper really should have come out and dominated that and didn't for me. Orex Beats has said inside forwards like Werner, Richie are getting pushed out of football. People either play them striker or winger and it doesn't work. I agree. I completely agree with you. I don't think you've been listening. I don't think it's about confidence in Ange. I don't think we've bought correctly. I don't think anyone's said anything about Ange, to be honest. I think I think Ange gets a really easy ride from fans because no one's allowed to say anything about him. For me, listen, I think he's a very good manager, but again, you've got to have the tools. You could be the best builder. You need the tools, right? Daniela Stewart has said, Savva, a question. The money a club makes from hiring the stadium out to gigs and other sports, can you spend that money on the football club as it's not really money made by the football side? Yeah, because it's the owners making that money. So yes, you can. Absolutely. If we don't get fourth, Ange will be out. No, he won't. He's not going to be out if we don't get fourth. Richarlison has 1 goal with his feet and 5 headers. Yeah, I think I remember him scoring a couple with his feet, but just not good enough for me. Andy said Johnson is so out of his depth. I completely agree with you. He's just not good enough. Paul has said Kulu was crap, should have been taken off. I agree with you here as well. My name is pronounced Arlo. Arlo. Got it. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, Foxy, I know, but this is what you get on social media. You get people that don't want the truth. They're talking about Pep being schooled. I mean, Pep after the game was like, they said, did the better team win? He went, yep. You know, yeah, cool. Yeah, the better team won. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But no one wants to tell the truth. No one wants to turn around and go, God, we were absolutely battered by the better team. It is what it is. Tom 81 said, same old Spurs fans, simple as that. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, let's go with that. Ibarra said yesterday could be considered a success. Conceding 1 goal to Man City says a lot about our defence, and we got Pep riled up. I mean, again, I can't disagree with this more. City should have taken their chances. Let's be brutally honest. When you look at the 3-3 draw in Manchester, that game should have been dead and buried at half time if City take their chances. Phil P, morning, brother. I said morning all. Gutted by last night, but they were great. Yeah, look, they're City. They're Man City. This is why before the games, Phil, I can't believe how many people talk about us like we are Real Madrid or something. Boxing Hotspur said Kulusevski for me is not a good player. Faffs about of it all the time. Do you know what I think he isn't? I don't think he's a decisive player. Technically, I think he's got ability, but for me, another one that dillies and dallies on the ball. And we are 18 subscribers away. 18 subscribers away from 13K. Can we make that happen? Come on, people. Going to ask nicely. We're going to go for another 10, 15 minutes. Please, please, please smash that button. We've got 419 in here. If the extra 19 just subscribed, we get to today's target. Boxing Hotspur said we're a long way off the level to win. Absolutely, absolutely. We've got a lot of work to do. But if we keep buying average squad players, you're not going to get there any faster. Paul Brown has said I've been transitioning since Ginola's highlights. Long way to go, but who's surprised? From Defoe, Crouch, Lennon, etc. to this. I can't agree more. I can't agree more. If you're gonna keep buying, I can't keep saying, if you're gonna keep buying average players and fans keep backing those average players when we buy them, I don't mean backing the players, but backing the signing of that player, we're not going to get better. Brandon has said we are fans content with mediocrity and become attached to players like Johnson. I can't agree more. Daniel Harris has said, remember the Amazon City doc where they're in the meeting looking for a centre-back and identify Laporte. I'd love to see how our board land on players like Brennan Johnson and Richie. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But again, doesn't this go to show, in like Octobers and Novembers, when teams like Man City aren't on fire and people go, oh, they're not as good this year. Oh, they've lost Mahrez. Oh, they've lost Gundogan. It's madness. Areb said, sell Kulu, Richarlison, Hill, Lo Celso, Sessegnon. I'll sell all of them. Yeah, I'd sell all of them. Kate said, Savva, we've spent over 100 million on 2 average players on Johnson and Richarlison. What a waste of money. I agree. I agree with you. I really agree with you. Liston has said we've got a shot at making top 4, and that's our maximum level at the moment. We need a very good summer window and next year's January window for us to take the next step. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. There's nothing to say we can't make top 4 this year. We've got 1 game a week. Everyone above us is playing 2 games a week. Everyone above us is still in A Cup and Europe and the league. Got to make it count. By the way, come on, guys. We are 17 away. Come on. Can we get 17 of you? Come on. Where's the generosity? 17 of you to smash that button. Stay humble has said like and sub, guys and girls. Absolutely. Like and sub. Show the love, people. Show the love. There we are. Thomas said, morning, Savva. Where do you think we'll finish in the league? Look, all season I've said 5th to 7th. I think we'll be 4th or 5th come the end of the season. I do. It depends. If we keep playing how we're playing without finishing games off without scoring, then 5th, 6th. If we can sort that out up front, then why can't we get 4th? 4th would be an amazing season for me. Daniela has said City should have scored 3 goals. You're lucky to stay in the game as long as you did. I completely agree with you. Time added on says, big up Savva. We knew as a club Son was going to be at the Asian Cup, and after selling Kane, we decided to not bring in quality up front. Bang on. Yet we can't use the whole, well, Son's not here. We knew he wasn't going to be here. We did nothing. We did nothing apart from bringing Timo Werner to try and address it. D-Boy says, Savva, why are you worried? Savva, are you worried? Ange doesn't seem to be able to adapt his tactics when plan A isn't working. I do think he waits too long to try and change anything, but I would argue, have we given him enough quality to really be able to change many things? I'm not sure. Savva, what should we do with Brennan Johnson then? Loan, move out, sell him, move to... Listen, I don't think anything's going to happen with him. I think that's the problem. We've bought him. Now we're going to be stuck with him. But that's what's going to happen if we keep buying players at this level. You just keep building them up, building a squad of that level, and then we're going, oh, how do we get rid of them? Who wants to buy them? Foxy, so Richarlison is a decent option off the bench when you need a goal. Crosses into the box with his best attribute being headers. I agree. His overall play has and always be poor. Superb analysis. Superb analysis. That's what I love, Foxy, about you. Some people just put silly things in the chat. This proper analysis. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Should be a sub coming on at best. I don't know. I don't know. That's the problem, Kate. I don't know. Liston, completely agree. Kulusevski's level should be the cut-off level for a squad player. No player below his level should make the squad. Bang on, bang on, bang on. Thunder Road said 400 watching, only 33 likes. No, we've got more than 33 likes. We've got 268 likes. It's the subscribers we need to get up. Only 17 more to get to the 13K. John Salvage, big up to you, John, said, Savva, this is just not good enough because nothing has changed and I could not see any improvement at all. Where is this high-pressing front foot football? Yeah, listen, I think we see it every now and then. I think people think that we do it every game and we don't. And I think that's the problem. Daniel E. has said, if I ever see Højbjerg again in a Spurs shirt, I'm questioning Ange. Oh, he's poor, isn't he? He is poor. Some of his passing yesterday was absolutely shocking. And he gifted them 2 shots in 1 minute, do you remember, with awful passing. United winners have said, Savva, United are back now. Mickey van der Ven should come to United for a title challenge. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Kate has said, do the subscribe and do the likes for Savva, or he's wasting his time and effort. Not quite, Kate, but thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate that. Joe has said Johnson is an average impact sub at best. I think that's very kind. I really, really do think that's kind. Quinny said, I feel sorry for Ange. He started the season off amazingly, which got some fans' expectations a lot higher than they should be. Quinny, this man also said was talking about winning the title. So he set that as well. Right? He set that as well. Checkmate has said, sell Johnson, Richarlison, Højbjerg, Sessegnon, skip. Hill, keep Werner, only if he wants to. I don't know. I chuck Werner firmly back to where he came from. Daniel Harris has said, Ange has to change the game, and he looks at his bench and sees Brian Hill. He's not a miracle worker, but he's not got a good starting front line, let alone a bench. A lot of this is very true. Steve, Tottenham Hotspur, said, when is Ange going to stop playing Johnson? He's been absolutely shocking since he arrived. He offers nothing. Completely agree with you. Werner was impressive. Maybe 5 years ago in a game he was impressive. Some bloke said, what's really changed? Any quality young signings are just passing through, all about resale value. At least Brighton acknowledge the model they operate. I mean, that's a tiny bit harsh. I think there has been changes, but, you know, I do think that we are still signing way too many average footballers. I can't believe we are 15 subscribers away from 13K. 15. I can't believe that we can't get 15 generous people in the chat to just go. Bah, 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 bah. The link is in the chat. We're going to go for another 5 or 6 minutes. So please do smash that button. I don't think we're going to get it today. But hey, we tried. We gave it a good go. We're Spurs. We're being Spursy. We can't get this over the line. Ibarra. So what does this loss say about Ange? At least with Conte, we got more than one shot on goal. I know who I definitely rather have. Aaron Dammer said, I don't get why Ange didn't start Matters. Needed a creative midfield like him to push front. He would have disrupted City's defence easily. I think you could clearly see when Maddison came on, he does not look fit. I think it would have been the worst thing in the world to start James Maddison last night. He's clearly not very fit. We've got to acknowledge that, right? Yeah, Skip is our Busquets. Can't understand why he bought Bentancur off instead of Højbjerg. Yeah, look, I think the one thing you would say is you've got to remember Bentancur had a year out. It's a long time out. It's a long, long time out. So the game time might be catching up with him. I don't know. If not, it did seem weird. I agree with you, Joseph. Stay humble said, I hate to say it, but I hope South Korea lose on Monday. We need our captain back. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of fans watching that, hoping they lose. What are people watching if they think Werner was impressive? Yeah. Pete Hall has said, Man City bossed us last night. They put the marker down and showed Spurs how far behind them we really are. Of course. But it was to be expected. Savva, give your match review and how we can improve when we play the next big team. I mean, haven't we been talking about this for the last 2 hour and 20 minutes? But look, I think it's simple for me. I think if we want to improve, I think you've got to stop playing players like Brennan Johnson and Timo Werner. I think you need to play players that are more capable at holding onto the ball. I think you need to play players that can bring others into the game. I think we've got to slow down. We do everything in a rush and give the ball away a lot. Everything we do, when Romero steps into midfield, Porro Adogi, they rush everything. Our midfielders rush, the forwards rush. So for me, look, let's be brutally honest. Okay, let's be brutally honest. The key thing is quality. When we play the big games, the key thing is quality. Okay, quality. I don't think he'd put him in above Ake or Vardiol. I just don't. They're more complete footballers. They're more comfortable on the ball. They're more defensively aware. I just don't think so at this stage, I'm afraid. Sharona said, overall, the quality of football is much better. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Remember, people, every subscribe means more content, more great discussions, and more fun in laughing at the ridiculous trolls that rock up. Hit that sub button for 13K. Yes, please. We are only 14 away. 14 away. Vinda Lewis said, to be honest, Brentford is going to be hard to beat. Teams know you're going to play that high line. Listen, I don't think Brentford should be a walk in the park. But if you can't beat Brentford at home, who do you beat? Do you know what I mean? You've got to beat Brentford at home. Aaron has said, Savva, I'm so pissed off, mate. Our front three without Son are horrendous. I agree with you, mate. I agree. Pep Dynasty, good morning to you as well. Pep Dynasty, tell these people that we're 14 away from 13K. Some bloke has said Spurs just don't retain possession in the more advanced positions. Work is needed. Completely agree with you. But that comes with better quality forwards. At the moment, whenever the ball is played into our three forwards, it bounces back. None of them have the ability to hold it up. You watch Liverpool, Jota, Nunes, Gakpo. What they're all very good at doing is holding the ball up, bringing others into the game. City, with the likes of Grealish, Foden, Silva, Alvarez, Haaland, they all hold the ball up. We don't do it. We do everything at 100 miles per hour. And unfortunately, that just means the ball keeps coming back. Slappy Jack, sorry, not sloppy. I said, I'll be honest, Savva, man, I hope we weren't trying to do is build a good squad and sprinkle the talent, because all this finding nobodies, I'm kind of over it. You need top talent to win. Look, I agree. It's all well and good. You know, if we're going to go for Nusa, who's an 18-year-old kid, and Brennan Johnson, who's average, Werner, who's average, Valise, who's a kid, you know, Solomon on a free. It's good building out numbers, but there isn't the quality being chucked in there. You've got to at some point buy the quality, and that's what's always been levelled at Levy and the owners. But the manager said he signs off on all players. So where do you look to this? Where do you look? I don't know where we look, where we go with this. Cater said, was Levy at this Toothless match? He was. Let's hope he saw how toothless the front three were and get his bulging wallet out. Not going to happen now. We've already signed our forward. The forward signing we made was Timo Werner. And just remember, most of this fan base were very happy with it. Not for me. Not for me. Got to do better. Philip has said you signed 3 quality players in the summer, Maddison, VDV and Vicario. But to be honest, I don't know about Dragoshin, who you bought this month, but you failed to get quality in the front 3. Yeah, look, I like Dragoshin when I've seen him play. But yeah, it is failing to get the quality in. We never seem to bring the quality forwards in. It's always in midfield. We seem to get quality. Now we've added quality at the back. Got to get the forwards in. Can't keep bringing in the average players. I don't know. Stealing a living is the answer. How do I rate Son? He is losing pace in his first touch and dribbling. Not that great, but he's finishing. Listen, Son's the best forward we've got by a country mile. Son is naturally going to get old like most players do. But at the moment, him through on goal is absolutely everything to this football club. Him through on goal. But you've got to be building behind that. Because if he gets injured, we are screwed. Joseph has said, definitely need a target man up top that can hold the ball up and great in the air. And where instead we got someone like Richie who looks like Bambi on ice. Can't agree more. Can't agree more. Aaron Lawrence said, this show has given me well-needed therapy, bro. I appreciate it. Much love, dude. It literally calms me down hearing your great takes. Listen, all it is I think lots of people come in here and go, oh, you're mad, you're angry. I'm not mad or angry. I expected this, right? I expected this. I think, I got called a lot of negative and more abuse this week for saying that we'd lose to City. It is what it is. Boxing Hotspur said, I think we need to sell Kulu's son, Charleston Johnson, need to overhaul the attack. Listen, it's not going to happen. All of those are not going to go. You know that. And Son definitely can't go anywhere at the moment. Terry has said, keep the faith. 1-0 loss against the best team in the world and has made progress. Yeah, again, it's one of those throwaway comments. It's not about keeping faith. It was just a poor performance. And that's followed on from us being really toothless for a few games now. It's not about keeping faith. This notion of just keeping faith, I've heard this for 23 years. What we need is quality, not faith. We need quality. Yeah, this is real. We need quality. Let's be realistic. Concentrate on the league and see how high we can get. What do you mean? We've only got the league to concentrate on. Don't worry about that. Oh, God. When you think that Kudus was out there for less money than Brennan Johnson, madness. Pete said Son was the last quality forward we signed. Yeah. Ryan said Son, Basuma, Sarr, Werner. I mean, Werner, I don't dream of Werner. No, I'm sorry. I like Werner a lot. Okay. All right. We must be watching different things. But hey, it is what it is. Guys and girls, by the way, Spurs are never going to pay what's needed to take Ivan Toney. I do think we would, an Ivan Toney in Tottenham Hotspur would be great, but we're never, ever going to pay to get an Ivan Toney. Daniel Hammett has said for years, the only good thing about our team was our attack. We finally sort out the rest of the team and get an attacking manager. Now our forwards are crap. I agree. Liston has said a boxer loses speed when aiming, but the punching power is still there. Same goes with Sonny and his finishing abilities. Yep, they will remain even when he loses pace. Absolutely. I think when he loses pace, you've just got to find different ways to get him into the game, right? Kudos wage is double Brennan Johnson's. That is why we didn't sign. Well, I mean, there you go, if that's the case. Listen, guys and girls, I am going to leave it there. We are 13 subscribers away from the 13K. If 13 of you right now in the next 60 seconds would be so kind. 13 of you. Look, here it is. Here it is. By the way, Udogie did not have Foden in his pocket. Foden was finding positions all over the park, threading through balls. What are we doing here? Here is the link. If anyone be so kind, 13 of you in 60 seconds, we can do it. We can get to 13K. Big up to the super chat from Mark Cook, who said, come on, people, let's get Savva to 13K today. Yes, please, let's get Savva to 13K. Let's see if we sit here for 60 seconds. If anyone will be so kind to smash that button. I doubt it. Quinny has said, didn't Liverpool get Diaz, Jota and Gakpo each cheaper than Johnson? Yes, absolutely. By the way, right, guys and girls, I do need to go. I need to go to the barbers. I need to get this monstrosity sorted out and this and all of it. Big up, much love. Thank you. I've really enjoyed this morning. Look, we move on. I'll be live again for the Monday morning show. And then we've got the live watch along and the transfer deadline day on Wednesday. So please join me for that. Smash that subscribe button, you tight gits. Not one of you has in the last 60 seconds when we needed 13. Take care, everyone. Much love. And as always, come on, you Spurs.